Hey everyone, welcome back to SAP BTP Academy, and in this video I'm going to show you how to integrate an external API into an SAP CAP project. So basically we are going to integrate external API into an SAP CAP project. So we'll be working with the Open Library API to import books using an ISBN number. So first we'll be creating a SAP CAP project by name Bookshop, and we'll be sending a request through an API call to the Open Library API to fetch the book title and author details, and we will be saving these details to our database. So first the request will be sending an ISBN number, which is a key value pair in the Open Library API, and we will get the response of book title and author. This is super useful when you want to enrich our CAP application with real-time data from external sources. First, we set up a CAP project, make an API call using axios package, and fetch book and author details. Later, we save the data to the database. Finally, we handle errors and edge cases if any. Let me quickly walk through the steps that we are going to see today. Step 1 will be start by creating a new CAP project using the cds initialize command and install dependencies with npm install. Step 2, define data model in a .cds file under database folder, create entities and fields to structure our data. Step 3, create a service definition in the SRE folder to expose our entities using cds syntax. Step 4 will be implement custom business logic in a JavaScript file. Step 5 will create a CSV file and populate with sample data. Finally, we'll run the project and test it using a REST client. So first let me show you the Open Library API. So basically this is the Open Library API, and for every book there is a unique ID ISBN. As you can see here, I'll be using ISBN 13 here. So if we pass this through our API, so this is the JSON of this particular book. So we are interested in the title, so which is in a JSON format, and we are going to fetch the author details, but here it is in an array form. So let us see how to fetch these two details. So in array form, this author key pair, if we pass the key, we'll be getting the author name. So let's go to the system and start creating this requirement. So basically this is a very interesting project where we'll be handling external APIs. Let's start with step 1. I'll open a new folder. Okay. So the first step will be creating a CAP project. CDS initialize. Let it be as bookshop. Enter. So this will create our directory by name bookshop and the necessary folder structure as per the CAP project framework. And next we'll change the directory to bookshop. So we are in the bookshop directory. So this will create a basic CAP structure, and let us install the necessary dependencies. Npm install axios. So through this package we'll be using the get call to call the external APIs. Once the installation is completed, we will define the schema, and under the schema we'll declare two entities, one with books and the other with authors. Books to store the book details and author to store the author information, and we will make an association link between the books and the authors. Okay, the package has been installed. Let me create a schema file under the db folder. So new file schema dot cds using namespace, let it be bookshop. Let us define entity books first. Entity books with the key id of type uuid, title of type string, price of type decimal, stock of type integer, author. So let us have an association to authors entity. So let us create authors entity authors aud, which was id, so key type uuid, name of type string, so let us run cds add data. So as you can see, it will create two csv files, authors and books, in our data folder automatically with all the naming conventions. So you can see here it is an author underscore id for the author id association. Okay, now to the step, we will create a service layer. so so let's create a service to expose these entities and define an action to import books. There SRV folder will create a catalog service.cds file, catalog-service.cds file, and in this let us start with using the namespace is bookshop, and we have to fetch this from our dot schema file. Now we'll declare the service, let us be declared as catalog service, and let us expose our project our books entity as, so we'll give it a alias name as db. So let this be db dot books. So next entity authors, db dot authors, okay. So now both the entities has been projected. Let me create an action, custom action import books. So where this will accept an ISBN number from the front end. This will be of type string and returns integer. The import books action will take an ISBN input and return an integer. So we'll keep for success or error if something goes wrong. So let us go to step 4 where we'll implement the import logic for this particular action, the import books. So let us create a new file, catalog dash service dot js, and let us create our import books logic here. So actually the fun part starts from here. Let's write the logic to call the external API and import the book data. So first constant CDS required at the rate SAP/CDS. Now comes the constant axios to handle external APIs required axios. Module dot exports is equal to SRP arrow function, and we will declare all the necessary things here. First, action to import books from external API. SRV dot on import books action. Perform this async action on the request, the arrow function, to get the data from the request. So let us get the ISBN first. ISBN is equal to req.data. So once the data is fetched, let's validate whether the user has sent the data or not. Validate input. If the ISBN is blank, it will return error. Request dot error. Let's keep it as 401. ISBN is required. Hey user, please send the ISBN. Next, under try block, we'll try to implement this. So we'll start with fetching the book data from Open Library API. So here constant response is equal to await axios dot get, and we'll pass the URL here. The URL is https://open library dot org slash ISBN slash dollar ISBN dot JSON. So let's stick. So basically what we are doing here is, this is the URL and we are passing the ISBN number which the user has sent from here, from data. Okay, so first, once we set the data, let us check. So constant title AUTH authors equal to response dot data. So once the get call has been executed, then the response is stored in this, and this response will get the data of title and authors. If there is no title as well as or there is no authors, let's throw an error showing that iq dot or error 401 book not found for ISBN. So we'll send the ISBN number as well to the front end. That's it. Next, we'll go to next step where we fetch the author details. Fetch the author details, because here in the response data, authors is an array, as you can see here. This is an array with a key value, and we'll pass this key value to fetch the author details. Fetch the author details if available. If it is not available, we'll make it as unknown. So first we'll keep it as let author is equal to unknown. If authors and authors dot length greater than 0 and authors array 0 dot key, then so we'll get the author key first. Author key is equal to authors array from the array dot key. So we'll show it to the console dot log, fetching author details from key, and let us show the key whether we are getting a proper key or not. Now let us send a get call through axios constant author response equal to await axios dot get, and we'll pass the URL https. So this will be a back tilt https colon slash slash open library dot org. So already this is the slash is already present over here, so I'll put it as dollar author key dot json, sorry, dot json. So once we get the author details, we'll go to the next step where we check if the book is already available in our system, in our database. Constant existing book. Serious dot transaction on the request dot run. So we'll run our select query here. Select dot one dot from the books entity dot where. So we'll pass the title. If there is no book, then we'll insert into our database. Insert the book into the database. So we use await dot serious dot transaction for the request dot run. We use insert and dot into the books entity dot entries. We will pass the JSON here ID. So we'll set it through cds dot utils dot uuid function. The title which we received from the API, author, price, let it be 20 for time being, for a default price. So later if any of changes in the program, we'll use this price field for discussing a new topics. So once this is completed, the insert is updated. Here, okay, this statements end here. Okay. So console.log imported book colon. So we'll show the title which we have imported here, and we'll return success. Else we'll show an error. Request dot error 400 book. With the so and so title already exists in our database. Okay, next under catch section we will catch the error. So console.log of error rq.error 500. Hey buddy, failed to import book, and this is the reason why I failed to return the book. Error dot message. Okay, so let me briefly explain what exactly is happening here. First, let me see what is the error here. Expected, so maybe somewhere I left out. So the error mark is left out here. Next one. Await, no dot here. Wait, yes, yeah. So we are good to go. Let me quickly go through what is exactly happening. First, we validate the input data here. Then we call the open API library using axios.get function to get the book data. If authors field contains a key, we make another request to get the author's name here. And if the book does not exist in the database, we insert it. Otherwise, we return an error saying that, hey buddy, so we are failed to import the book. So, and we are populating the error message. Super clean, simple, right? Yeah, let's test the action. So start with CDS watch. So we'll create a HTTP file to pass the word data request. Request.http. Okay, let us pass the details. So we'll send a post call here. Post. So this is the URL. URL path. So to our catalog service. So we'll call our action import books. So content type will be application JSON. Next, So let us pass the ISBN. So let me get the ISBN first. Okay, send the request. See here, the post has been called, and so the authors has been called here. So the error is failed to import the books. Book is not defined. So let us check what is happening. Okay, I missed out part here. So once we get the author response from the API, we have to fill this author details, which I missed out here. So let us fill that. Author equal to author response dot data dot name. So I guess that will clear our error. So let me send the request. Okay, so port is in use. Let me run the CDS watch one more time. Yeah, it's up, and send the request. Yeah, fail to import books is not defined. Okay, where we are getting the problem. See, the author's keys we are getting, and the author key console is here. See, this up till here is working fine. Yeah, I got the error. So I forgot to import the entities here. So constant books. SRV dot entities. Yeah. So let us check now. So let me terminate this session. CDS watch. The server is up. Now let us send the request. Yeah. So we are getting the author name and fail to import book in use in operator for such ID in Gary Callister. Okay, so there is a new error here. Let me check what is happening. Okay, and let me check first through console what is the data I'm getting. Console.log author response. Okay, let me send the request. Send request. Okay, where is the data there. So we are getting data name under the name. Okay, okay, so these are all the details we are getting from the front end. Okay, okay, let me clear the console first. CLS. Next, let me check. See, author.data.name is fine. Okay. So I understood the error. I have gone through the problem one more time. Since we have declared the schema CDS here as association, that's the reason it is expecting the author ID, but I'm passing the author name directly to the ID. So for time being, I will just uh, declare author as a string and pass with the name. So the association is not required here. Just will pass the book title and author name directly. So now the author is passed directly to here, and the data, these files will change. Let me delete this. Delete. Okay, next. Let me terminate the session. Okay, CDS add data. So the new files are created. Okay, no author ID is not expected. So now the author ID is not expected here. Next, we'll send the request. So CDS watch, send request. Yeah, there it is. The new data has come. So let me check through our get call to books. So catalog books. Send request. There you go. The secret language of birthdays is the title. This is the UID automatically created, and this is the author. So as you can see here, the secret languages of birthdays, author, Gary. This is the one. Okay, let me go for any other book. Let's take this book. Let us search for ISBN. Okay, here is ISBN and pass it here. Send request. So it is getting the details. There you go. You have got the details. Send request. The book number 2, an immortal book, author Sui Sin. Yeah, this is working fine. So, so brief explanation of what is happening here is, first we validate the ISBN input data. Then we call the open library API using axios.get to get book data. The author's field contains a key. We make another request to get the author's name. If the book doesn't exist in the database, we insert it. Otherwise, we return an error. Yeah, simple, right? So that's it. You have just learned how to call an external API using axios, handle JSON data, and extract nested properties, and save data into CAP entity. So we have handled a few errors, and finally we got the expected output. So since the data is already present, we should get an error saying that already exists. Yeah, that's working fine. This is a common scenario in the real world projects, fetching data from an external system and syncing with your CAP application. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more SAP CAP content. Drop any questions in the comments. I will be happy to help. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.